الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولئن شكرتم لأزيدنكم وقال تبارك وتعالى وقال ربكم ادعوني أستجب لكم وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من لم يشكر الناس لم يشكر الله أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام وصدق الله وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم. Before our talk, just a reminder again for all of us, we are in these very, very precious days, that is the Ashur-e-Hurum, the sacred months. At this moment, the 3 months, Zulqa'dah, Dhul-Hijjah and Muharram. They are very, very valuable. The reward of good deeds are multiplied, compounded very greatly. So we should try and do as many good deeds as we can. Nafil namaz, tilawat of Quran, zikr, fasting, charity, whatever we can do. It has got great, great value. And to refrain from all sin. Sin is also multiplied in these months. So, and in these precious sacred months, to sin is very, very severe. Like committing a sin outside is bad, it's wrong. But committing a sin in the masjid, how much more worse isn't that? So like that, these months also are very, very sacred. We must be very careful with all types of sin of the eyes, our tongue, our thoughts, etc. All types of sin, we should be very, very careful. Then will come the 10 days of Dhul-Hijjah. These are very valuable days. Each day's roza, we should try and prepare ourselves mentally from now. It's equal to 1 year's rozas. And so how great. And then the roza of the 9th is even more greater. 1 year's previous and coming year's sins are forgiven. And forgiveness is a very, very great thing. The ibadat of each night of those 10 days is equal to the ibadat of Laylatul Qadr. Laylatul Qadr, the actual Laylatul Qadr, nobody knows when it is actually. But these are definitely these nights, and we can get all that reward. Then together with that is the great ibadat of Hajj, that though we are not perhaps going, but our hearts should be there. And we should cherish those days when the whole haram used to be so full, and people going to Mina, from there to Arafat, to Muzdalifah, back to Mina again, back to Medina, Makkah Sharif, back to Mina again. All that we should cherish. And even if we haven't gone for Hajj, our thought should be there, especially during the days of Hajj. And ziyarat of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We should also cherish that very, very much. And then the Qurbani that will come. Qurbani is another very great ibadah. And from now already we should try and get ready. And there are still, mashallah, many people before it was, they should go out looking for animals, etc. All that is a great ibadah. Trying to get our animals, if possible, before time. Looking after them, feeding them, etc. All that is a great ibadah. And then to get involved in the Qurbani, slaughtering ourselves, and all the other aspects of Qurbani, we shouldn't miss out on this. These are very, very great ibadat. 4 great ibadat, the sacred months, the 10 days of the Dhul-Hijjah, the first 10 days, and then the Hajj, and then the Qurbani. Allah give us all tawfiq. With the present situation, we all know what it is. It is a test from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. And really our iman is being tested. And at such times, usually when challenges like this come, then a person perhaps focuses in one direction, and by human nature he forgets other things. There are few basic things that we should not forget during these times. And one of them is making shukr. Shukr to Allah Ta'ala for all His ni'mat. And at these times, especially we all, in all our towns, our burial committees, they are really stretched. They go out of their ways. Janazas are made 11 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning. They are there making the ghusl, burying the people, etc. They're really going out of their way. And alhamdulillah, those places where they confirm with deen, with shariat also. And they ask also, are we doing everything right, etc. We should really appreciate. It is a real, when the family is in a state of trauma, somebody has passed away, and then to go and see to all the paperwork, getting the burial order, all the other things that have to be done. These people really sacrifice, and they are not paid for it at all. They are just doing it voluntarily. What a great, great service. So we shouldn't forget to even verbally tell them and express our appreciation. And du'as also we should make for them, wherever it is, all the different places. And then also, we're presently with all our medical teams, the doctors, etc. And those who are working with them. Normally, doctors don't do house calls. But we know almost everywhere there are those doctors that are going house to house to see to patients. And are trying to make them comfortable in their homes. As far as possible, whatever they need at their homes, perhaps a drip, perhaps oxygen, whatever it is, they are arranging it. And there are people working with them also. And all these people, they are also doing, it's a great, great service. They are being stretched very, very heavily. They are being called out daytime, nighttime. They are spending time, and not only are they giving medical service, but many of them are such that they are giving encouragement to the patients also. And they are speaking to them, and mashallah, of course we are speaking of our Muslim doctors. There are many of them who are encouraging them on deen also at this time, when they are so like helpless at that time. And then they are there to support them also. So for these people also, we should express our appreciation. At least feel it in the thought must come to us, that most of us, we are sleeping comfortably at home. We go back after Isha, we go and sleep, we get up for Fajr time, at that time, while these people, we don't know how many calls they are making at night also. So we should really think and appreciate all that is being done by all these people. And whoever is, there are many people who are not doctors, who are not in the medical field, but they are associated with them. And they are also giving all their support and doing all that has, as much as they can, and what has to be done. Then of course, there are those people also, in every town, where in so many cases the whole family is also, they are all with the virus, etc., or many people in the family, and for them the whole routine is gone upside down. They can't even prepare food. MashaAllah, there are those people Allah has put in their hearts, they are preparing food and then delivering it to those homes. So they are also doing a great, great service. And with them also, there are many other people who are doing the buying of the groceries, whatever is required, the delivering of it, etc. It entails a lot of things. So they also, we should appreciate them and make dua for them also. They are also sacrificing a lot. The families are going through hard times. They're not in a proper mental state also. And then these people are seeing to all their needs. And not only the food, but whatever else they might require, they are mashallah. And this is a great quality of this ummah, in the barakat of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that comes to their aid. And as like the first lockdown also, and even in other countries, in India also we hear that even when they were doing so much of zulm on the Muslims, Muslims were still helping and looking after. Even the non-Muslims, the Hindus, they were supporting them, helping them, looking after them. So this is a great quality which we must not lose hand of also. At these times also, whatever we can also do, the least to appreciate it and to express our appreciation. and then to make dua also. Then of course we know there are many people who are ill, very seriously ill. There are those who are at home also. There are those in the hospitals, those who are on ventilators for how long already, and what condition they are going through. And those people who are in the hospitals and nobody is allowed to visit them also, they are isolated, they are away from their family. So our dua at this time, we shouldn't forget. Allah has given us good health, make shukr to Allah Ta'ala. And on shukr, Allah increases His ni'mats also. So that Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with health, etc. We are still on our feet, we are still going about doing our work. So we should make a lot of shukr. And then make a lot of dua for those people who are ill. And seriously to make dua for them. And we shouldn't just take all these things that somebody is ill, we get the news, it's just like a news item. No, really, actually we should make dua. And Allah give us tawfiq. As much as we remember, there are so many people and who we have more affiliation to, people who have actually asked us, take their actual names and make dua for them. That Allah grants complete shifa. And in there, what a beautiful deen we have been given. The malaika in turn make dua for us. We will make dua for them. Inshallah, we won't even get ill. So even if it is somebody perhaps we don't like also, we've got an argument with, we are not agreement with somebody, but somebody is ill, make dua. For all the ill people who are ill, whether they are at home, whether they are in the hospitals, we should make a dua for them. And then of course also those people who have passed away, people who are passing away, we know, and this is Allah's system. And we accept it wholeheartedly. What Allah has put out is going to happen. And plagues and pandemics have come in the past also. And people pass away also. So we must make a lot of dua for them also. And the realization that the real life is not this dunya's life. That those who have passed away, really they need more dua. That they be in peace there. And that they be in comfort there. Because that life is the real life. This life is even like you have a nightmare. And whatever you see, when you wake up, you're happy, you're out of your nightmare. And we know nightmares, what a person, what things he sees. And he feels so frightened. So this life of dunya is just like a dream. It's a nightmare if it's in difficulty. Or sometimes we dream and we are seeing ourselves in so good conditions. And we are enjoying ourselves so much. But afterwards we realize it was just a dream. Really this dunya is only a dream. That is all, whether it's a nightmare or whether it's a nice, enjoyable dream, the real life is the life of the akhirah. We should make dua for all our marhumeen. Think, have I made dua for the people? I get news somebody has passed away. Do I even just read 3 times Qul Hu Allah? And if that is also unfortunately too much for us, just read 1 time La ilaha illallah, 1 time Durood Sharif, 1 time 3rd Kalima. That reward also is so great, and make Isal Sawab for the people. And regularly for all our marhumeen, our parents have passed away, never ever forget them also. And all this reaches them and they appreciate it very much. Even if they are in good conditions, inshallah, all are in good conditions. And whatever we send increases them all the time. So, and if unfortunately somebody is in difficulty, all this goes and helps him. And when it reaches the right amount, then they are set free from that. So we should be continuously making dua. Then also with people passing away, there are people who are using this in order to create panic amongst people. That so many people are dying. What's happening? That's not going to get anyone anywhere. And in panic, we don't know what agendas they have, because the minute a person is frightened, he's prepared to do anything. It's like it is said, a drowning person will hold on to a straw also. We know a straw can't save a person, but when he's in that fear, he'll even hold on to a straw. So with this panic, so people are passing away. There's no doubt about that. But what it means really to prepare for mort. That is what is important, that we take the lesson, and whoever has passed away, it could have been me in that place. It could have been anyone in that place who has passed away. So we could have been already, we could have passed away already. Then when we are still living, nobody knows what can be tomorrow, by in a few days' time. So we should be preparing. And preparing is one main thing, is our Iman. At this time, our Iman is being tested. And it is being put to the test from outside also. Shaitan and all his allies are working, and they are bringing such conditions, such things are being passed around. We know on the WhatsApp what messages are going around, all sides, from all angles, what messages. That is our Iman in order. Or are we getting taken away by dunya's condition, by the panic and fear people are putting? And a mu'min should not fear at all. A mu'min should have his full trust in Allah. And Allah is there all the time. And Allah's power is above everything. And Allah is fully in control. And we are all going to return to none other but to Allah Ta'ala. When we leave this dunya, it's not just that we're going into a small qabr. We are returning to Allah Ta'ala. Allah has made that system that through the qabr normally, otherwise sometimes people pass away in other things also. A whole ship sinks and all the people drown in there. They are all in the sea or wherever. There are many other ways also, but normally it's the person passes away, he's buried. Other people unfortunately even burn the people, which is even worse. But normally it is that they are being buried, but really it is that we are being returned to Allah Ta'ala. This is the outward form Allah has kept, but are we ready? We all have to be ready. And the first thing we have to check all is our aqaid. Our aqaid must be in order. Then our yaqeen, our conviction on all those aqidah. Our aqidah is Allah is one. He is the sole doer of everything. That is our aqidah. Our yaqeen, how much is it that Allah alone is the doer? Allah has made this Darul Asbab, Allah has made means also, but Allah alone is the doer. So we should all be preparing. And the kalam of Allah, the speech of Allah, the Quran Sharif is so beautiful. Allah said clearly, Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut. Each and every soul will definitely taste of death. Death is to come. And it's going to come to each and every person. There is no mafar, no running away from death. Death is going to come. Whether we don't die in corona, we get saved, but we are still going to die. It's not going that we are going to live. Whether we die now of some other thing, a heart attack, cancer, Allah protect us all, a motor car accident, some crime incident, we don't know what can happen, and a person passes. So we have to be prepared and understand really that the real life is the life of the Akhirat. That is the real life. A person who is successful there, that is a person who is successful. Success of this dunya, living till the age of 100 or 150 also, that is no great success and no great achievement. Many of us feel that I'm this age now, so really I'm somebody or something, I live till now. No, it is how we live, how much in the obedience of Allah Ta'ala. And that is what counts really. And that is what really taqwa is. That is, how much are we in the obedience of Allah Ta'ala. And not only our ibadat which we like. We like certain ibadat, but at the same time we in some guna, we are watching TV also. We are watching videos also. Other gunas, no. Taqwa is really the obedience of Allah completely. And ibadat also, all the ibadat which is required. So after our aqidah is correct, then all our ibadat must also be correct. Our namazas. Also, we should consider one person phoned from the hospital. It was very, very emotional. And a few days ago, he thought this is the end for him. And then he was worried of all his qaza namazas. worried of all, many things then come to the mind of a person. Allah kept us like this, now we are not, it doesn't come to it doesn't hit us. But at that time now, when you're thinking now, I'm going any time now, it's just about that I'm going. So you were so concerned about his namazes, etc. So we should be concerned now. All the time we should be concerned. At that time, where we going to make qaza namazes? At that time, even to make wasiyat, whether we have so much money that to pay for all our qaza namazes. And to make our namazes qaza is a very, very big guna. And not to make our namazes, and perhaps when we were young, now we are making 5 times namaz and we forget so easily. But when we were young, how many namazes perhaps we didn't make? Perhaps we weren't keeping rosas also, while we were perhaps at college, etc. And just we had like a carefree life and we didn't worry. So all we should think about those things and correct them, prepare for death also. So all our ibadat also. There are many people who become conscious about the zakat also, that they weren't paying their zakat, etc. All our financial matters, we should try and correct them. Fortunate is that person who sorts out his matters. And with so many people passing away, if still we're not taking the lesson that to prepare for maut. And putting this panic in the people, you're going to die. You are going to die. Well, everyone is going to die. That's not a new thing. But the way it is being, that so many in this place have passed away, so many go and count the qabrs in the qabristan, go and see the people in the hospitals, go and see this, all that just putting fear, that is working negatively. What we should do, really encourage people to prepare for maut. That is what is important. And when a person is prepared for maut, he won't be afraid of maut also. He'll look forward to maut also. And maut will be a pleasure to that person, because that is the real life. The enjoyment is going to get there. And today that is being downplayed. And just to save lives, and just that we must be living. Also, we should be very careful. Today, unfortunately, there are those people, some Muslims, who are working against Islam, who are showing that Islamic practices are causing the virus, that the masjids are causing the virus, that in Ramzan, that all this, wherever all these things here, and they are warning already about Qurbani. And about Eid's day, when families will get together, they are warning about that. One person went to the extent, on 23rd Ramadan, he sent out a message that the virus spread on the people getting together on Eid's day. Or he put it in the past tense, but it was something of the future he's talking. On the 23rd of Ramadan, he slipped up, and he sent his message out that people have died because of Eid day gatherings. How many wrong academics are giving wrong statistics, wrong graphs they are drawing, everything wrong just to put panic. And unfortunately seems that they are bent, that what you call it, Islamic practices are causing the virus, that Muslims are dying the most. In the first lockdown, in the UK it was also. The way they were projecting it, that all the Muslims are just dying. Totally all unfounded and totally wrong and open lies they are speaking. And lies which can be detected by any and every person. But they are just speaking about this and putting this fear. So we shouldn't have that fear at all. We should be preparing for maut. And really, in preparing, like a person, a girl who is going to be getting married, she prepares for her marriage. She prepared everything, her trousseau, everything, and she did a correct preparation, looking when the proposal came, it's the right type of boy, etc. She's happy to go. And she goes, and she has a happy life. She prepared properly for it. Herself she prepared. She made herself pious. Allah gave her a pious partner also. Both of them are now in deen also. And they are living happily also. So maut is like that. In fact, it we said, Nam ka naumatil urus, like you sleep on your first night with your bride, sleep now like that in your qabr. What enjoyment won't there be? So it is that we have to prepare for that. And we should be careful that we don't get caught up in any way whatsoever, that we also are passing wrong messages and weakening the iman of people and putting emphasis on dunya and akhirat. We are taking away the reality of akhirat. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, I fear wahan for my ummah. When asked what is wahan, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the fear of death and the love of dunya. So we should see very much that that must not be on us, that this love of dunya, that I just want to love and I don't want to die. A mu'min's life is not like that at all. A mu'min's life, really, we have come not to live here, and nobody is going to live. Even a person who denies death and who puts fear about death, he is also going to die. All are going to die. And the real thing is to prepare for akhirat. May Allah give us all proper understanding and work in that right direction, and so that we can prepare and put hope in the people. Now this fear, we should never speak and become also part and parcel of this whole thing, that we are putting fear in people, that we are moving their trust from Allah onto the creation, from their attention from akhirat onto dunya, and we only highlight dunya and with nothing about the akhirat, which is the real life, and all of us have to pass away. Some pious people, when they had passed away, left a young widow and small children, nobody to look after. Somebody saw them in the dream and asked them, you left all your whole family like that? They said, Allah's hand is very long. Allah will look after them. And we see over and over how Allah looks after the families. At that time we also feel that poor small children, young widow, what is going to happen? And mashallah, there are those young widows who don't marry for the sake of the children. Because a stepfather is a stepfather. Very rare you will get a stepfather who will have that feeling for the children. And they don't marry and they grow up their children, and Allah grows them up and they live wonderful lives. And the real thing is the akhirat is made. May Allah give us all tawfiq and guide us to righteousness.